Liz Peake joining us this Wednesday morning. Will President Biden blink if Iran starts to push back some more?
Oh, I think he already has blinked. I mean, he starts out wobbly. There's no surprise there. What I mean by that is Iran has clearly been behind this attack from day one. It has been behind all the attacks from Hezbollah, from the Houthis, et cetera. And Joe Biden didn't call them out on it and still hasn't. He talked about in his Oval Office address the fact that we've been holding them accountable. No, he hasn't. He's been basically funding Iran, as we all know, by loosening the sanctions and allowing oil exports to increase. I think he has got himself in an absolute lose-lose situation here. And Stuart, a week ago, I said the jury was out on the wisdom of his going to Israel, making himself the face of this conflict, because now it looks like Joe Biden is pulling the strings. So if it goes badly, it's going to be Joe Biden's head on the line, not necessarily Benjamin Netanyahu or the other people running the reaction in Israel. But there was a ironic thing up on Twitter yesterday, saying Emperor Hirohito asked for a ceasefire after Pearl Harbor. That's kind of what it looks like to Israel, okay? They had this horrific thing happen. Just no excuse whatsoever, terrible death and destruction, and we're calling for a ceasefire, or people in our country are? What are they thinking? I mean, that is unconscionable. Also going in and having enormous civilian deaths result from an attack into Gaza, also unconscionable. I think it's a terrible situation. I don't know what the outcome will be, and I don't really know what the right path forward is.
Don't wobble.
Don't wobble, for sure.
You have an op-ed. It's about liberals being surprised by anti-Semitism and intolerance at elite institutions like colleges, Ivy League colleges. Are the liberals finally waking up to this?
Well, I think what's really happened, and I think it's terrific, is that an awful lot of people who've been watching this leftward drift, radicalization of our campuses, because they are now seeing these terrible protests in favor of not just Palestinians, but also Hamas in some cases. They're saying enough. And thank heavens, because one study I cite in this piece showed that in 40 of our most prestigious schools, there is not one Republican teaching history or journalism, not one in 40 schools. That's a pretty astonishing statistic, and it's accurate, and it doesn't surprise me at all.
What, wait, not one?
Not one.
In 40 universities?
That's right.
There's not a single Republican teaching history or what was the other one?
Journalism.
Oh,
So where do you think all this incredible journalistic bias comes from? It's a self-fulfilling cycle, right? But look, the only language these universities understand is donations, is money. You have trustees and administrations who basically kowtowed to the left now for 20 years, allowed students to run the asylum, which I've always thought was completely insane. They wouldn't be students if they actually knew what they were supposed to be doing. And now, finally, they're getting a little bit of a hit in the pocketbook. It's going to take a while, Stuart, because some of these Harvard's endowments, $52 billion. It's going to take a while, but the prestige, the reputational impact, and yes, the money eventually will take a toll.
One quick comment. I think it's my generation's fault in some respects.
I totally agree.
I'm a baby boomer. We went through the 1960s, a lot of radicalized people. They stayed in the colleges to become professors. They've carried on that radical tradition.
Well, in fact, it was because of the Vietnam draft. If you remember, you wouldn't be drafted if you were a teacher in a college, right? Or a teacher in a school. So they decided to become teachers. They hired people like them, anti-war leftists. Here we are.
And look where we are now.
Yeah, it took a while, but people are waking up.
Great stuff, Liz. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.
All right.